could find a time perhaps when we could look at them and give you, you give us the...
You're against the line, I think, for planting time because it starts to get hot.
It's hot.
So it's hot, you're kind of like up against the line here.
Yeah, a 5-gallon plant, if it gets planted too much further from now, could die.
What is the date, the target date?
What's the temperature?
What's
the temperature?
Temperature determines when you should and shouldn't plant. And right now you're getting into the hundreds, and it's really hot.
Okay, but is
I
there...
think we're still safe because of the evening temperatures not being 100.
Right.
But I don't think we have more than about a week or two.
That's fine.
And that's what Ron was trying to get accomplished before the hundreds are at night too.
I think that's fine. We could certainly get together.
Well, are we in agreement that it's not even so much flowers as we want thick greenery?
Yes, absolutely.
So if we go under that guideline, does that narrow it down quite a bit?
Very, very much.
Okay.
And what we would want to do is just make sure it's the plant that's going to thrive for you,
Right.
and not end up scraggly and brown and burnt and twiggy.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
Which isn't in the current plan, correct? The current plan is more flowery.
It's bushes.
Oh, okay.
But in the spring they have little blue flowers. So it's all green bushes.
Yeah, I know
But
the
in
ones you're talking
Right.
about.
have little blue flowers.
No, I don't
Yeah,
like it.
we're not.
Okay. So that's what you don't like.
We don't.
Sarah had a good point. The bushes that she bought in front of her house are called Pittosporum. And when you walk home, walk along that pathway there and look
This
at
one
the
here?
other side of Building G. Yeah, walk along there. Look at the front of Building G. That's all Pittosporum that are the little hedge-like.
Connie, you're on the end of that building?
No, this building right here.
Oh,
Oh, that's D. What did I say? G.
G.
I meant D, sorry. Although D
so
is
we're looking
about
at
to-
this
like
front
that.
of this building?
What we see off of our balconies.
Pittosporum.
Okay.
And they're all green. And
Right.
they are capable of making a hedge, but they don't have to make a hedge.
I think
like a
I've
hedge.
seen those. I think I've looked at those, and I do like those. But
I have no clue what they are.
we'll take a look.
Okay.
I'll see them.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
The front of this building is not that.
Yeah, there's nothing up there growing that looks like a
No.
hedge. No.
Maybe I'm thinking
Could we
of
take
somewhere
a
else.
10-second walk there, and if we all agree on it, just call that the
Yeah,
deal?
in fact, go in front of 112. 112 has, right? So right when you see the 112 door, and then right on the other side is a tree that's dying, right there. And around it, there are 4 or 5, right, Sarah? 4 or 5, and they're called Pittosporum. That's closer for you to walk that way. If you want to do
You don't
time.
have them in this catalog, do you? Can we
Yeah.
look at that?
Okay, so those pictures are good, but the real thing is better. And they're very similar to what you were talking about, the little the ones that are getting all frosty.
The plum,
Plum.
the natal plum?
Natal plum. They're very similar to that, only they're much more hardy
Good.
and much more bushy.
Okay, good. So that fits
The
it.
natal plum is very
Perfect.
slow growing. They don't do well in Arizona. The Pittosporum was recommended to us because they are doing really well. Even a little well in the shade. So it should probably do
They
better.
tend to do better in the shade.
Well, so we will ask though, what's going to be best for you? Because if we put something in there that you say, I really like that, and then it dies because it's not a good place for it.
Well, we understand. I think we understand. The important
So
thing
that's-
is that everybody
that's our charge.
agrees,
Yeah.
and that it's something that's appropriate given the climate
Right.
and the
And if you want it done soon,
right.
instead
Yeah.
of waiting, we're still within this budget that we've set, so you'll have to get the property.
Well, in the time it takes to talk about it, I'm going to walk over there, so I just need to look in front of that building over there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to follow, but I'm probably going to say goodnight.
Well, thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
so
want to say goodnight and go
Hold that.
You want to say goodnight and go back?
So while we're taking this little break for people to go look at the bushes, the board get to the diagram cleaning and all the units are complete done. Can you
Yes.
ensure that that's done?
That has been done.
Okay. All right, and we really appreciate that our budget has been taken such a good care of that we did have that extra money that could allow for everybody in the property to have a clean vent and to avoid fire. And that was our kind of our concern. We just wanted to make sure we have no more fires and that everybody's dryer's working perfectly and that nobody's got any high cost. I just got a high cost dryer bill because vent needed to be cleaned. So that's all done. And we appreciate everybody's cooperation, being there when your sign time was. We really appreciate that of you.
Do you still have an issue with your dryer vent drying?
Yeah, it knocked it all down. I had to take the hose out and clean the hose. It pushed it down to the
was
bottom.
down, so you just had to pull it out, and it's been resolved now?
As far as I can tell, but however they did it, because we didn't know what was happening, and so however they did it, somehow
Are you not home?
I had no idea. No, I was at work. I had no idea. No one told us.
I caught up with him afterwards. So.
The only way we knew was John was in the house talking to my parents, and so we had no idea. And then when I tried to wash that weekend, I had some severe problems, and that's when my parents go, "Oh, John told us this."
Yeah.
So last weekend I had to climb in there and take it apart, and it was all
He
clogged.
didn't have to do that. He promised to come back and take care of anything.
But
I had to dry clothes, so
what
I
happened is it came down
Right.
at this dryer, and you just unhooked the dryer, and then all the lint came out. And then it's been resolved, right?
yeah, but I had to clean the tube.
You fixed it.
Yeah,
They're beautiful.
but I wouldn't have known if I
You like that?
So
left with the dryer on. It could have
just
been a
so I
serious
understand,
concern. So
they're fast growing. They're hardy. They'll last in that area with the sun. I thought you said they do better in shade.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably have to check.
I
to make
would
sure that
encourage you, before you plant that as a hedge along that side, to get it checked with Ron. My understanding of Pittosporum
we'll check
is
with
that
the
is
city
that they are
engineer, too.
better in shade than they are in the heat.
Because we don't
So
want to.
if
Yeah,
that
we.
side gets blasted and they're up against the wall and you have the rock there, I don't know.
And what about the oleanders? Because that's what the original
they
hedge
are a
was.
weed and will grow. So I know that they will work.
You like those?
I like those. I want greenery too.
those seem to be the best things to
Yeah.
grow, don't they?
Yeah.
They really do.
Okay, so how about if we do this with Ron? We give him your two choices. We show him exactly where. I think there's, you can tell in the sheet, I don't know how many, it's like 3, 6.
But if those do better in the shade, what if we planted the trees this year, let the trees go, then come back
Well, the
and
problem
plant
is
those?
my tree is already there, and it's going to take the next 15 years to get it to a decent level, so it's going to be...
It's grown a lot this last year.
It has. It grew like
For 4 years, it did nothing.
Yeah.
They did a prediction of that tree here. I mean, we're really listening now to
Yeah.
what's going to really give you guys shade, because we need it over there. I know, I live over here.
Yeah.
So, okay, so there's 3 potato bushes. We'll switch that to either whatever he thinks and the city of Chandler thinks.
And John, the deep water.
Or
Sure you guys know
oleander.
that's gonna work.
Yeah.
Do you have a
He's
color
got-
preference for oleander?
Nope, as long I have really don't.
There's pink, there's white,
Yeah,
there's
'cause we've lost too many.
scarlet. The bright,
Scarlet? Do you like red?
Yeah.
It's very, very,
Yeah.
that would be my
Yeah,
favorite too.
I do
That's
scarlet.
for scarlet. That would be very pretty over there. And you might be ready to put oleander, like John said. It's really fast growing.
Right,
it
and it's
trims
very
beautifully.
hardy.
You can
It'll
take a
live through
chainsaw
anything.
across it.
Yes.
And that's what used to be behind our building. That whole rock area was full of oleander.
Yeah, and they did put a few more in
Right.
behind
Mhm.
101.
I saw that.
Yeah, I won't be upset if we get oleander. I'll be happy.
I won't either.
We're
Right.
going to check out what's best for that area, and that will be done.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, so hold on, because the board approved the previous landscape plan.
Right.
So I will move that the board approve amendments to the landscape plan as long as it stays within budget.
It's a good
Does
plan.
anybody
Is
want to
there
second
a
that?
second? I'll second. Sarah will second.
All right.
Is there discussion?
Okay,
All in favor? Aye.
all right.
Opposed? All right, that motion carries, and that, we'll take care of that within
So
this.
Connie, on the
This is
minutes,
Thursday.
so that it can be clear, we're going to change out what plants for what plants, right?
Well, some of that's under discussion, because they're gonna make sure they're good. So, well, all I'm saying is the board has now voted, I moved, Nora seconded, and we all approved. We all said, okay, we approve amendments to the plan by the landscape committee, as long as it stays under budget.
So let's just take it one step further and say pittosporum and or oleanders based on the recommendation of the landscaper in the minutes. That way this doesn't get lost.
All right.
That way we all know
That's fine.
we all know what we're doing.
That's fine.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna
Or is it
call
not?
the city
No,
Chandler too.
Well,
I'm
I'm
gonna
going
get
to leave
two
it
different
flexible,
opinions.
because what if this doesn't work, and Laurel and Sarah and the landscape committee wants to have a conversation with them and make another plan? I'm okay leaving it flexible, and the board all agreed, as long as they stay under budget.
Right,
Or
that's,
within.
I mean, you know, that, within the budget.
That means that they may make the decision and we won't get what we asked
I know,
for.
so you, just so we understand, if there is another suggestion by either Chandler or the landscaper, will you present that to us before, as long as we're under budget, which is
Yeah.
completely reasonable, but
I've
you'll
got-
present that to us?
I've got Arlene's email, I've got Jeff's email,
Well, she will contact me, if there's any
and I have
email
Lisa's email.
problems.
Okay.
She
So,
will,
okay.
Arlene will notify me.
And you four are the decision makers for building A.
Well, we're showing up. We've been
They're
the
the involved
motivators
We're
in
trying
terms
to
of
get
hunting.
the,
Okay.
you know, the,
And you're
Away
comfortable
owners.
that the building A people, the rest of them aren't gonna come back to us and say, what the heck are you doing?
The problem is most of them are renters.
Okay.
I would like to touch base, and so would all the owners of 206 would like to touch base with the owners if we can. If they don't respond, then they don't respond.
we're
But
trying to reach the.
that's, I mean, we're not willing to say that, oh, we've made the decision for all of you.
Right.
Just be
That's,
aware of the temperature limits, and, you know, if you're going to take a long time doing this, you may end up with nothing.
No, I'm good with
No.
whatever
Be aware.
those two, unless
Right.
the landscaper city objects.
We'll do it quickly.
Yeah, there's a
yeah,
All right.
I agree with that.
So just as soon as they notify you, just because I have Gmail and there's, I really don't know.
I'll come bang on your door.
Okay.
Come
You
on,
get home
Nancy,
the
I can
same
teach you.
time I do,
I can
I'll
teach
bang
you how to
on
put it on your
door.
phone,
I'll be
Nancy,
late
and you'll
and I
love
say hi to everyone with the
that.
dog.
More technology for you.
Somebody should be able to tell you. You're not hard to get a hold of. I am, but you're not.
There you go. There you go. No, it's, I don't know what, I have Gmail and it changes one all the
Okay.
time.
I'll go knock on your door. I won't email you. I'll knock on your door.
Start with this, please. Everybody's got. We didn't want to, we just wanted them to tell us if they needed it and where, so that we could find something.
Yeah, same guy's gonna fix that up there.
Do that.
And he can give me a quote. Share is gonna give me a quote, range of $200 to $300 per apartment.
So wait, this is the carport? If I'm recording this carport,
No,
then
I'm going ahead.
Okay.
Because he's gonna run and get something.
He
out
will
of the car.
he will put this down as instead of the dumpster enclosures.
Oh,
He will trade instead of dumpster enclosures.
beautiful.
Now, I have to remind him of this conversation. But
Yeah,
he did
I'll
say
write it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he said paint time, September, late August, September.
Okay, so the first thing on new business we're gonna do is update the calendar. John has something in the car that he needs to bring back. He'll be back. Everybody looked at the calendar?